She paid an old woman's taxi fare, not knowing her millionaire son was watching. And what he did next changed her life forever. It was raining that night. The hotel street was almost empty, and the waitress had just finished a 12-hour shift. Her back hurt. Her apron was stained with coffee and soup. Her shoes were old and soft from too many double shifts, but her eyes were still kind. She adjusted her small bag on her shoulder and pulled her thin sweater tighter around herself. That was when she saw her. An elderly woman stood beside a yellow taxi. The door was open. The driver looked impatient. The old woman searched inside her purse again and again. Her hands were shaking. She counted small notes, then counted again. She was short. Her gray hair was neatly tied back. Her coat was clean but old. Her lips moved softly as if she was apologizing to the driver. The rain soaked her shoulders. Amara slowed down. She could have walked away. She was tired. She had only enough money for transport home. But something in the old woman's trembling hands stopped her. The driver sighed loudly. "Madam, this is not charity. I have other customers." The old woman looked embarrassed. "Please, I thought I had enough." Her voice broke slightly. Amara stepped closer. "Excuse me," she said gently. Both of them looked at her. "It's okay," Amara told the driver softly. "How much is left?" The driver mentioned the amount. Amara didn't think twice. She opened her small purse. Inside were folded tips she had earned that day. Money she needed for food and rent. She counted quickly, then handed the driver the balance. "It's complete now," she said with a small smile. The old woman stared at her. You don't have to," she whispered. "It's fine," Amara replied. "No one should stand in the rain like this." The driver took the money and drove away. For a moment, the rain was the only sound. The old woman held Amara's hands. Her fingers were cold. "My child," she said softly. "Thank you. I didn't expect this tonight." Amara smiled. "Let me help you inside." Across the street, under the shelter of a black car, a man stood very still. He had seen everything. Daniel Reed adjusted his expensive coat but did not move. He had just arrived from the airport. He was late. Again. He was supposed to meet his mother inside the hotel lobby. But now he stood frozen. He had watched a tired waitress give away what looked like her last cash without hesitation. Without asking who his mother was. Without knowing someone was watching. Something stirred in his chest. The rain suddenly felt louder. Inside the warm hotel lobby, the lights were soft and golden. Amara guided the elderly woman to a seat. "Please sit," she said. "I'll get you some water." The old woman held her arm tightly, like she was afraid she would disappear. "You remind me of someone," the woman said quietly. Amara smiled. "Someone good, I hope." "Yes," the woman nodded. "Someone I raised." Amara returned with water. She knelt slightly so they were at the same level. "Are you waiting for someone?" "My son," the woman said. "He is always busy." Her smile was gentle, but there was something tired behind it. Before Amara could reply, a familiar voice spoke behind her. "Mother." Amara turned. The man she had seen across the street now stood before them. Tall, well-dressed, calm face, expensive watch. But his eyes were not calm. They were unsettled. The old woman's face lit up. "Daniel." He bent down and hugged her. And in that moment he saw something he had not seen in weeks. His mother smiling. Truly smiling. Not the polite smile she gave at formal dinners. Not the forced smile during short phone calls. But a real one. He looked at Amara. "You helped her," he said quietly. "Yes," she replied simply. He reached for his wallet. "Please, let me repay you." Amara shook her head gently. "No, sir. It's okay. I insist." She smiled softly. Help given from the heart should not be priced. Her words were simple, but they hit him harder than any business negotiation ever had. For a second, he had no reply. He slipped the wallet back slowly. "Thank you," he said instead. And for the first time in years, Daniel Reed felt small. Not because of loss, but because a stranger had done what he had failed to do. Later that night, Daniel sat beside his mother in the hotel suite. "You didn't tell me you were low on cash," he said quietly. She looked at him calmly. "You are always busy, Daniel." That sentence hurt more than anger would have. "I transferred money last week," he defended. "Yes," she nodded. "But sometimes I need you, not transfers." Silence filled the room. Downstairs, Amara was wiping tables again. Her shift was not over. Daniel could not stop thinking about her words. Help given from the heart should not be priced. He remembered when his mother used to say something similar. Before he built his company, before profit became his language, before he started measuring worth by numbers. He stood up suddenly. "I'll be back," he told his mother. Amara was stacking plates when he approached the service counter. "Excuse me," he said. She looked up politely. "Yes, sir? What is your name?" "Amara." "It means grace," he said quietly. She nodded. "My father chose it." Daniel noticed the tiredness in her eyes now, the small cracks in her shoes, the way she stood straight even when exhausted. "Do you work every night?" he asked. "Most nights." "And during the day?" She hesitated. "Sometimes classes." "What are you studying?" She looked surprised he asked. "Nursing," she said. "Part-time. It's slow. But I will finish." "Why nursing?" "My father was sick before he passed. Nurses cared for him with respect. Even when we had little money. I want to do that for others." Her voice was calm. No bitterness. No self-pity. Just quiet strength. Daniel swallowed. "How do you pay for school?" She gave a small smile. Carefully. He understood what that meant. "I want to help," he said suddenly. Her expression changed slightly. Not anger. Not excitement. Careful pride. "I appreciate that," she replied. "But I don't want charity." "It's not charity," he said quickly. "It's investment." She raised an eyebrow gently. "In someone who already proved her value," he added. She studied him. "You can support the education program here," she said after a pause. "Many staff struggle." He blinked. "You are negotiating on behalf of others." She smiled slightly. "That's how my father raised me." Daniel felt something unfamiliar. Respect. That night changed him. Not instantly, but deeply. He began visiting the hotel more often. Not for luxury, but for conversation. He listened more. Spoke less. He asked staff about their families. He reviewed company policies with new eyes. He funded an employee education program quietly. Amara continued her shifts. Nothing about her attitude changed. She worked hard. She studied harder. When Daniel offered to cover her tuition fully, she agreed only after he included 3 other workers in the program. "No special treatment," she insisted. He agreed. Months passed. Amara balanced hospital training and restaurant shifts. Daniel attended her small nursing ceremony quietly, sitting beside his mother. No media, no announcement, just presence. When her name was called, she walked across the stage with calm confidence. Not because someone rescued her, but because she had earned every step. His mother squeezed his hand. "Do you see?" she whispered. "Yes," he replied softly. "I see now." Years later, the hospital corridor was bright and calm. Daniel walked slowly, holding flowers. He was not the same man from that rainy night. He had restructured his company. Education funds expanded. Employee families supported. He visited home more often, called his mother daily. He stopped measuring life only in profit. And then he saw her, Nurse Amara, confident, focused, gentle with a patient. She looked up and smiled. "Mr. Reed." "Just Daniel," he corrected warmly. They stood quietly for a moment. "Do you remember that rainy night?" he asked. She nodded. "You changed my life," he said honestly. She shook her head softly. "No, you chose to change." He smiled. Maybe she was right. Kindness had opened the door, but humility had walked him through it. His mother once told him, "True wealth is revealed in how you treat those who can offer you nothing." That night outside the hotel, a tired waitress offered something no money could buy, and it echoed for years. The rain had washed more than streets. It had washed pride, and in its place something better had grown. Not power, not control, but compassion. And that, Daniel finally understood, was the only success that truly lasts.